Controversies of the day with Logan and Jay. I am your buddy Jay, and it is, actually, today we're filming this on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope everybody has a very nice romantic weekend, or at least a nice weekend for a Valentine's Day weekend. Obviously this will be aired later, but so many things going on nowadays, folks. It's enough to make your head spin. I mean, there always is stuff going on, but what is going on? We've got so much Epstein stuff. It's still rolling along. How are you doing with the Epstein stuff? I mean, are you sick of it? Or are you just like, you want to know more? I mean, it's sickening, it's disgusting. And now we got this crazy case outside of Tucson, Arizona. Hello to some family out there. But the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Now, obviously, by the time this show airs, I hope that they have found her. I hope they found her safe and well. I don't know what's going on. The last I heard, they had 3 people apprehended who I'm not sure if these are suspects in that case or not. But a lot of media frenzy down there. And here's what's crazy. Some people, and again, I don't know if this is a stretch. I don't know if these are falsehoods just to gain, clicks and attention on social media. But they're saying that there may be an Epstein connection here. That Guthrie's daughter, who's on one of the big networks, maybe she had stepped on some toes and maybe asked too many questions and went a little too far with the Epstein stuff. So it's very fascinating stuff, folks, and it is just sickening across the board. And of course, so many people are implicated here. I don't know if implicate's the right word, but they've had some association. But of course, let's use that word allegedly so we don't get in trouble. With Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, again, we have high-powered business people, we have politicians, we have media people, showbiz people, royalty, even a sultan. Yeah, Prince and a sultan, and I mean, this guy got around. I mean, it's really something. And again, if you dig into it, you'll find that Ghislaine and her father, they also, hobnobbed with a lot of these what should we say, the jet set, the international jet set, these big time people. And of course, it's very sad to see our sitting president and to be on that list of one of those people that associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Again, association does not prove guilt towards any crime necessarily, but the Ro Khanna, a Democrat from, I think, California, and Thomas Massie, Republican, Kentucky, they have been giving out some names here. Les Wexner, of course, we're familiar with him in the story of Jeffrey Epstein, and so we'll see if there's any charges that come before him, and if there anything with the Sultan, who has something to do with Dubai ports. Kind of a big deal. And there's some other names all seem to be foreign to me. Perhaps we'll go down the rabbit hole and talk about some of those other names on a different show. But again, many people associated here. And then Pam Bondi came before the congressional hearing, and wow, did the sparks fly. Did you see it? I mean, it is political theater. I don't know if I want to say at its best, maybe at its worst, maybe at its ugliest. I don't know. She fought back a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, man, oh man, she seemed like she's covering up for somebody, or playing defense anyway. I don't know. What did you think? What did you take out of that? Is it for Trump? Is it for the administration? Is it for Trump's friends? Who's it for? So many people still don't get this thing. They're still trying to cling to their little narrative. But as we've said, because people go, oh, why didn't Biden release all this? With the Biden administration or this administration? Well, again, we've talked about it. The acronym is called MAD, Mutual Assured Destruction. Okay, usually you talk about nuclear war when they talk about that. And it's just basically saying that he was involved with so many people that if you brought it out, you'd be hurting other people on your side as well. That's what MAD means, Mutual Assured Destruction. If I'm going down, you're going down with me. Okay. That's the simple answer to that, and of course is very true. And then the other answer too, folks, is that, again, something that many of you don't want to believe in. At a certain level, when you get up here, I mean, they're all pretty interconnected. I mean, Chelsea Clinton's, and husband, whose father, so her father-in-law, looking at that guy. Oh yeah, he's a real good guy. Oh yeah, I think he served time in jail, didn't he? I think he did. But anyway, they've hobnobbed with Jared and Ivanka on the Upper East Side. I mean, there's pictures of, Donald Trump with the Clintons, and I mean, going way back, different times. And Donald Trump considered himself, I think, to be more of a Democrat as part of his adult life. So look that up, okay? I'm not making that up, but look that up. I don't know when he really switched over to the Republican side. He started showing up at CPAC, I know, at least in 2012. I don't know, was he there in 2008? I'm not sure. But, he was thinking about politics, but he was more of a Democrat. He's given money to Democrats in the past and Republicans as well. So take all that in, folks, as you absorb all this. And his name has appeared in the Epstein files so far many, many times. Many, many times. And that is disturbing, to say the least. Whether he's guilty of anything on a criminal level or not, we don't know that. As we name all these people, we talk about all these people, we shall see. And then, Logan he's very cynical about the whole thing. My partner in crime, Logan, he thinks that nobody's going to see any real consequence of this, any real jail time. I mean, right now we're in a sort of a public shaming phase. We've got what's going on in England. This might bring down the prime minister there. It certainly is an embarrassment to the royal family, and they've sort of, kicked out, what's his name, Andrew or whatever. And, that's all well and good. But I think I speak for many people of, various political persuasions, both sides of the aisle, who want to see some real justice served. We want to see justice served. So to the president, to the members of Congress, all 535 of you members, and again, to the president and his executive branch, all the people in the cabinet, we the people would like to see justice served, okay? And again, that goes across party lines, philosophical lines, again, just as all these people involved with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and some of them involved with the late Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's father. Yes, all these people who associated with these people and were very comfortable with them in social settings. Not just a one-time thing, I was at this party, you were there, let's take a picture. No, there's a few people like that, but some of these people, no. It's several pictures over several years, several get-togethers in lots of different environments. I mean, and if Donald Trump ever was to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, I mean, I ask you, the American people, wouldn't that just tarnish the Trump name? I mean, look, he's an older guy now. He's not going to be with us, forever. But he would want the legacy, right, and for his kids and the business and the Trump brand to continue to go forward and prosper, right? But if he actually pardoned her, I mean, wouldn't you? I don't know. I would think ill of him, and yeah. So maybe that's just me. I don't know. There's some people that I was recently watching at PBD, and I'm a fan of Patrick Bet-David, Valuetainment, and he had, who do you have on? Alex Jones. Whoa, PBD and Alex Jones. And I don't know. They were both very defensive about Trump. Oh no, Trump's the one who called the police, and blah 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 blah. So there was some falling out, sure, but I don't know. There was many years where they did a lot of association with each other and flew on planes together, so they were rather, what do you want to say, snug as a bug in a rug? I don't know. They were comfortable with each other. Am I crazy for saying that? Yeah, they were comfortable with each other. And of course, so many people, even in academia. Oh, academia, you're so smart. You're above all of us, right? Yeah, he was very much involved with a lot of people there. Very shady stuff. Eric Weinstein did meet with him one time. Eric is a guy I think a lot of, and he was totally creeped out. He said they had an American flag on a table, almost like it was being draped over a coffin. he was unsettled by that and some of the artwork and different things he saw in the place. And he said, talking to Jeffrey Epstein real quick, and again, Eric Weinstein, just so you know, he's a brilliant academic guy, and he's a brilliant mathematician. I think he's a physicist. And his brother, Brett, is also, very smart dude as well. He started talking, he said, yeah, it was really clear to him after talking to Epstein in a very short time that Epstein knew nothing about currency trading. And so the claim that he was just a big trader and that he knew what he was doing didn't seem right to Eric Weinstein. And Eric Weinstein was creeped out about all the people that Epstein knew at Harvard and other academic schools, of course, big schools across the country, and different researchers. And he was a little bit overwhelmed, like, how did this guy know all this stuff? So Epstein really did have his mitts, his tentacles into lots of different things. And that brings in the whole, was this guy an intelligence asset? Was this guy a spy for this agency or that agency, from Mossad or M16 or CIA? We could go down the line. Of course, the American left is all into this Putin thing. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to spin it and try to put it all on Putin in some way. I mean, that's what they like to do. Blame the Russians. Blame the Russians if you got nothing else better to do. Oh, I tell you, I don't know. So many crazy things. But the Bondi hearings, Pamela, don't break this heart of mine. Yeah, great Toto song. Yeah, I don't know. She tried to get feisty back with him. It was a little bit of a pot calling the kettle black. I mean, a lot of these are very corrupt people that were giving her crap. It was a shame her exchange with Congressman Massey. I thought was a shame. People that should be on the same side on many issues. Sad, just sad, everybody, to see that kind of dissension. I do hope you people in Kentucky do get behind Congressman Massey. I do hope he survives his primary challenge. There's a lot of money being put against him, which again makes me just sick to my stomach. I don't like Trump's the criticism of him, Rand Paul, even businessman Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff recently also on PBD. And that was an interesting exchange as well. But let's go back to Alex Jones. Alex Jones and PBD, they seem to be really running cover for the president. I don't know. That was my recent interpretation of a recent show. Again, this is being filmed today in the middle of February 2026. So this was just maybe within the last week or so. And again, interesting to see Alex Jones, the nutty character that he is, on PBD's show. But I don't know, they just seem to be giving the president way too much of a pass. I mean, obviously Donald Trump, at the very least, not a good judgment of character, not a good judgment of people. And he's bragged about himself that he's such a good judgment. Oh, I'm such a good judgment. Well, you appointed a guy named Jerome Powell, freaking idiot lawyer from the Carlyle Group, didn't you, Donald? Didn't you do that the first time? And then Dems, we had this controversial election. Remember that? 2020, real controversy. Oh, January 6th, insurrection. And then your guy gets in and reappoints him. I know I've brought this up ad nauseum, but I mean, come on. And it's happened before, as I brought up with Bernanke. He was Bush's guy, and then Obama reappoints him. What? Why? We had an election. We want hope and change. Okay, well, what's that old line? The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, this is nuts, and the Bondi hearings were nuts. Will there be more of that? I don't know. There's some accusations there about people commit perjury. Was there some lying to Congress with both Bondi and Patel? How long are they going to stay in their positions? Will they be resigning soon? Forced to resign, kind of a situation. You got to wonder. You got to wonder if some people are just going to leave the administration. And that happens in presidential administrations. People do leave for various reasons. But I'm just kind of wondering what's going to happen. Now, the president, he's got his big State of the Union coming up. I think it's February 24th. That's going to be real interesting. What's he going to do? A bunch of pat himself on the back. I mean, there are some good things. And if you're on the left right now, I'm sorry, you need to swallow some of the good stuff. Gas prices are relatively low. We have, I guess, the lowest murder rate in America in many years. So that's good news as well. Of course, there's many other things to be concerned about. And inflation, the rate of inflation, okay, it's just come down to under 3%. It's 2 point something percent, kind of the Fed's goal. So the Fed may cut rates here, and of course that's what Trump wants. I think all Fed moves should be very slow and very careful because they've screwed up so much. So if you're going to go up or you're going to go down, just do a quarter point. Wait a few months, see where things are at. So for Trump, he thinks the economy is going great. I know Trump supporters are, the economy, like, yeah. There's been a lot of layoffs here. Didn't Amazon do a bunch of layoffs here? And some other companies, is it UPS? Some Wendy's fast food restaurants are closing. Not all of them. I didn't say that. I want to make sure I'm clear. A lot of Pizza Huts closing throughout the country. I mean, everything is not all unicorns and rainbows here, folks. I'm sorry to tell you that. And of course, we're doing all this globalist expansion stuff, and we're into Venezuela, and then we got this huge fleet outside of Iran, and what could go wrong? And the Ukraine thing still not. I mean, this is one of the dumbest things Donald Trump ever said. When I get in office, I'm going to clean that up. I mean, I was really hoping he was going to do it. I thought he really was anti-war, but it's kind of like Biden's still there. I'm sorry to my MAGA friends. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Oh. Well. And again, Biden was such an awful president, and Harris, my God, she would have been, really bad. So there's that, if you're on, the Republican side of things. But to see Donald Trump cozy up to a Lindsey Graham and then rip on a Rand Paul and rip on a Tom Massey and then rip on businessman Peter Schiff because Peter Schiff wants sound money. And Peter Schiff, well, he's been wrong about a lot of things. He's been a bear when, it was better to be a bull in the overall markets. But he's a smart dude, and he's been right about precious metals. That's for sure. He's been absolutely right about precious metals. Peter Schiff, interesting cat. And he made an appearance recently on PBD. And boy, PBD kept interrupting him. I was almost annoyed by that. Like, let this guy talk. This guy has, this guy's an intelligent guy. But anyway, that's PBD's show. I hope he invites Logan and I down to Florida sometime. Still has never happened. So I don't know. We'll see if it ever happens. But back to the Epstein stuff. I mean, I don't know, folks. Does this just make you sick to your stomach? Just make you sick, doesn't it? I mean, we're, talking about some of this being child trafficking. I mean, this is some gross stuff. And then that little hate monger in the basement, the weird theater kid in Berwyn, he's talking about, well, it's not really pedophilia. Ooh, like, wow, you're a guy who says you never had sex, and then you get to define what. Whoa, talking about Nick Fuentes. If you're not sure, I shouldn't even talk about that little turd anymore. But anyway, I mean, our world is just nuts right now. And Logan and I were talking, and it's funny. I was actually thinking about the Great Flood myself, and then Logan brought it up. I'm like, oh, we're both talking about the flood, like, and the whole idea of God getting mad at the people and just wanted to flood the world and kind of start all over again. It is interesting, and when you see this disgustingness where you've got Democrats who want to run cover for their side and Republicans want to run cover for their side, and all this Epstein stuff that yes, DOJ, FBI, whoever was sitting on this stuff, CIA, for years, that made me think it's never going to come out, which makes you kind of wonder what else is going on now, right now. Come on. I mean, Epstein almost got away with this stuff. Or maybe he and his co-conspirators did. I mean, for all I know. Is he still alive? Did they sneak him out of that jail? Is this guy still alive? I mean, this is sickening. She's trying to get free. She's trying to get Trump to give her some kind of pardon or clemency or whatever. And then you got all these guys out there, and nobody's been brought to trial yet. Will Les Wexner be brought to trial, for example? Just as an example. Because he allegedly may have been involved with Epstein with some nefarious things, allegedly. Will he be? Will anybody have to see a courtroom? Will anybody? Will they just lawyer up and they'll pay people off and they'll get out of it? What's going to happen here, folks? This is fascinating stuff. We live in very, very strange times. It seems like Trump just wants to dismiss it all. I mean, according to Marjorie Greene Taylor, who left Congress, which just seems very odd. Remember, once they usually get in there, they never want to leave. They just want to stay. You know, and she said she felt threatened and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so they're having a special election this year for her, I think. I don't know if they just appointed somebody. I'm not sure how that went in her district. But nonetheless, they'll have an election in the fall. But she said that Trump said, I don't know if anybody's asked him directly about this, that he didn't want all these files coming out, or he didn't want any investigations because it would hurt my friends. What? We're supposed to care about your friends? We're supposed to care about your friends? Kathy Rumler? Oh no, she might be a little more Obama's friend. Ooh, Kathy Rumler? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people. Staley, Paulson. I mean, we could be here for, you know about Gates, of course. I mean, there's so many people we could talk about here. Branson. Again, allegedly, I'm not saying these people committed any crimes, but who's Trump's friends that he's talking about exactly? Who exactly is he talking about? Hurt my friends. And Howard Lutnick was Commerce Secretary. Your story's changed a couple times here. I think Lutnick's going to step down. But we want a little more than just stepping down. Elon Musk, how involved is he? He says, "Oh, I'll pay for defense if people need me to." Blah 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 blah. Yeah, well, you seem like you wanted to. You see, you're emailing this guy. What was so special about this guy? Gates, Musk, Branson, Paulson, Staley, Jean-Luc Brunel, he's dead or whatever. All these people, royalty, presidents, various politicians of various countries wanted to be with this guy. What did he have? What was so special about Jeffrey? I don't understand you people. I don't understand you people. But we'll see. We'll see if Trump even addresses it at the State of the Union on the 24th. And will Trump just be patting himself on the back? Will he be dealing with the affordability issues that a lot of people are suffering? Because again, inflation went nuts under Biden. That's true. And the rate of growth of it has slowed down. That's true. But it's still bad. It's still bad, people. It's still stuck around. You're saying nothing ever deflated, really. I mean, again, the price of oil is low. We all got to be, yay, that's good. See how long that lasts. A little more conflict, on the geopolitical stage, and poof, those prices will go up pretty fast. But so enjoy those prices. The stock market near record highs, not too shabby. But then we see metals too near record highs also. Very crazy stuff going on there, which just says that people aren't real comfortable with our dollar. Trump seems to be against our dollar. We'll see what Trump says about all that on February 24th. So many crazy things happening here, folks. Want to make mention of the Amazon Ring. Now, maybe some people like this. Maybe it's a security for your home. Maybe your security for your items that get dropped off there by Amazon. Well, I guess it's been used to find some animals recently in some cases, and basically more and more we're just getting kind of massaged here. We're kind of getting kind of, all used to the idea of big cameras watching us, watching our neighborhoods, and just to feel, so comfortable with Big Brother. So Orwell wasn't exactly nuts. He was definitely calling it like it is. So folks, as we wrap up today's show, I hope we don't have another great flood, but I don't know, as God looks at us, maybe he says, you need to start all over again here. I don't know. We'll see. Take care, everybody. God bless.